Gold and silver showed a very strong swing yesterday. We have seen gold bouncing back again from the support levels at 2320, 2330, and silver from 2780, 2760 zone. At the same time, silver also has achieved the record highs at 2850, not record highs but the near term highs. So what to expect today from gold and silver? As you can see, that still, despite the dollar getting bullish, despite the news not in support for or in favor of a bullish metals or bullish indices, still gold and silver fail to stay bearish, and we have seen him recovering fast. Now what to expect today, how to profit, we will see with the help of charts and indicators. If you're new to the channel, subscribe and press the bell icon. Do like, share and comment. Yes, if you press the bell icon and subscribe, you will get twice a day updates. The next update on gold and silver will be released before the US session was that as well. And I wish everyone who is watching a very happy Eid. So Eid Mubarak everyone. With that, let's start. First gold followed with silver. Watch till the end. Do join the YouTube channel membership series and do join the free Telegram channel for live market updates. Let's start. If you look at the gold movement on the hourly chart, you'll find double bottom is formed, and you can find it has been trading with a negative bias, or you can see bearish movement here. It has been trading in this bearish channel. We have to now wait. The bullishness in gold is confirmed. If you see, it is staying above 2360. That is the only level above which I will confirm bullishness. And yes, you can in fact buy here at 2350, 52 zone itself, but then wait for 2355, 56 and then 2360. If these three levels are taken, you can say gold is recovering, because see what has happened, the rise, the retracement, nice flag formation, and if it breaks out beyond 2360, sky is the limit on the upside. Also on the downside, we can see it is creating lower highs and lower lows, so it is still in the bearishness. Stochastic overbought. MACD, look at MACD, it has retraced here, it has come to the bottom, trading with divergence, looking upwards, staying bullish. RSI flat, coming to 2 hour. Similar observation on the 2-hour charts, too much of divergence here, it is converged towards the 20 period, taking the support, it is trying to rise. We have to wait for it to stay above Bollinger Bands, and that is why I say it has to stay above 2350, 52 zone. Then we have to wait for it to break beyond 2360. If these two levels are taken, then only we should treat gold as bullish, else it is still not to be treated bullish. If you look at the stochastic, this is rising, the MACD is bearish, trying to converge. RSI is staying flat, coming to 3 hour. Likewise on the 3-hour chart, the drop, the retracement, and I see this creating lower highs, lower lows. So right now I will see that it is still under bearish channel. It has to break beyond 2360, again the same levels beyond which we should treat this as bullish. Else you can notice what has happened in gold. Look at the rise here, then it has retraced below the 20 period, then again a rise, and it is below the 20 period moving average, and it is repeating the pattern here. So these levels are going to be watchful. If you see it is staying below 2330 again today, more bearishness may prevail. So a larger zone between the bulls and bears is 2320 to 2360. This is the larger zone in which we have to be watchful, cautious, alert. But how to make out of this zone itself, how to make while gold stays between this zone, how to profit, we will see. Stochastic rising, MACD is bearish, trying to converge. Remember what did I say yesterday, that see this and this are almost identically symmetrical, almost it has formed double top, and it has tried to trade bearish. Now see, it has still not much of room on the downside, but if you look at the movement, the prices have not moved. However, the MACD has dropped sharply. This is the beauty of indicators. RSI comfortable, coming to 4 hour. Similar observation on the 4-hour chart, first dip, second dip, taking the support here. It is still respecting the channel, and that is why I said yesterday 2320 is going to be a very good support zone. It appears to be staying in this bullish channel. Now for the day, it is very important for gold to now drop below first 2330 and then 2320. Stochastic rising, MACD divergent and bearish, RSI comfortable. Coming to daily, before we look into daily charts, if you want to learn this art of trading, you can be part of my 30th mentorship batch starting 15th of April. Do not miss this opportunity. In this batch, we equip you with all the tools, techniques and strategies and the trade setup which we have developed with our years of experience. So do not miss this opportunity. Join the mentorship batch today itself and cherish the learning for life. Else you can also be part of my signals channel. Trading as per the signals, you can definitely benefit. Yesterday alone in the inflation data, you can imagine we have gathered almost 1150 to 1200 points in Nasdaq 100 in Dow Jones, and for gold and silver we have almost gathered 650 to 700 pips. That is what the beauty in a signal. So do join the signal channel. And yes, many of you have also asked me to recommend a broker which is safe, secure, trustworthy, where You can trade with lowest spreads in a swap-free account. You can find the recommended broker link in the channel and video description. It is definitely a trustworthy broker with global presence. Now look at the daily charts. What we are looking at, see lower highs, lower lows. Yesterday, if you recall, we have mentioned that it is trying to create this and possibility exists that we may see it creating lower highs, lower lows. And now today again, see, this is the first red candle, and if you look at this is symmetrical, so today it can be a bigger red candle as well. Now for that it needs to drop below 2330 levels. Yes, below 2330 is where the bears will try to take over. In fact, for now I will recommend you to sell here at 2338-36 zone, which is going to be a very good support zone. And if gold stays below 2338-36, you can stay short for 2330-32 first support, 2324 26 the next, and then 2318-20 the third one. If and only if gold stays below 2318-2320, I am looking forward to a drop towards 2310, and then further lows can be observed. Now see, what it will try to do at best is create lower highs and then reverse. This is also equally possible, where we are looking forward to a next candle which can complete the journey here towards 2300. Very strong possibility exists for this. Thus you should be trading with caution. Now why this is possible? Look at the divergence of the price from the 20 period moving average. Where is the 20 period moving average? 2250, 2270 zone. So it cannot stay much far from these levels. It has to some point of time converge here. So possibility exists that now see what has happened here. After the divergence, it has stayed in the zone and formed a flat bottom at 2150. Now here also it can do the same. 2300 could be the bottom, and it will let the prices or the moving average come towards 2300 and make it a base. The stochastic coming off from the overbought zone. Look what has happened here. Is this the same thing happening here? We have to wait and watch. The stochastic MACD, look at MACD. Here also I have told that it is coming at extremely higher levels and it is trying to converge. Now this could be the potential. This could be the move for reversal. And yes, that is also an indication that possibly gold might try to start reversing today. RSI overbought. So in sum, as I said, as long as 2360 levels are not breached, you should not be treating gold as bullish. Very, very clear. Mark my words, as long as 2360 levels are not breached, you should not be treating gold as bullish. If you are taking a buying position, which I will only recommend if you see gold staying above 2350-52. Yes, that is the only level above which I will recommend you to initiate a buying position, but again it is going to be risky at 2355-56. First targets, stronger resistance 2360, the next one, and if it breaks beyond 2360, then only we should treat this for a bullish reversal, and then higher highs can be expected or record highs in gold will be seen. Else we can potentially look forward to a reversal. And if you see gold is staying below 2336-38, that is the zone below which you can take a sell entry and expect it to continue with the downward move. First target 3032, then 2426, then 2318-20. If and only if it breaks below 2318-20, we can say gold has turned bearish and we will look forward to 2310-2302 levels. Take your positions accordingly. Now let's have a look at silver. Now see what silver did yesterday is amazing. It has achieved 2850 levels. And yesterday, see 2750-60 zone again proven out to be a good support, almost a dollar move, and the pivot at 28. Now it is struggling to break past 28, or rather you can say it is staying around $28 levels here. Stochastic is overbought here. We will come back to the daily charts later. Let's first have a look at the hourly. Now see on the hourly charts, prices moved towards the 100 period moving average and have seen a bounce back. Now if you look at in this complete rise, this was the only time when it has seen a move towards 100 period. Now this is the second time it has seen a move towards 100 period and it is still getting the support there. Now also if you notice, higher highs and lower lows are seen in the single candle. So in sum it has formed a bullish channel on its own. Now where we should treat this as bearish or bullish? See right now it is trading in this bearish channel. If you see silver is staying below 2780, 2770 zone, yes, that is the only point you can take a sell entry. But again, as I said, the strongest support for silver is at 2760-40 zone. If and only if this zone is taken, we can say now silver is reversing and we can look forward to $26.80, $27 levels. That is the point on the upside, and on the downside. And on the upside, the resistance levels at 2820 are going to play out very, very strong. Stochastic rising, MACD is trying to converge crossover for buys, RSI is staying flat, coming to 2 hour. Likewise on the 2 hour charts, lower highs and you can say lower lows. We have to wait for it to give a breakout. Now see, can it give a breakout on the upside? Possibility exists that it can try to achieve lower highs, which means 2840 levels. Now yes, if you see it is staying above 2820, possibly we can initiate a buying entry. However, it is going to be slightly riskier. Stochastic rising, MACD is divergent and bearish, RSI comfortable, and if you look at the MACD, it is to be treated under retracement, not a complete reversal. Likewise on the 3 hour charts, an important point is the preceding candle comes with a bigger tail and a greener body, and this candle again just staying with higher highs. So now if you consider higher highs, lower lows, we have to wait for it to break below 2780, and then 2760, 2742 support levels will come into picture. Stochastic has dropped here, MACD is divergent and bearish, RSI is staying flat. Coming to 4 hour charts. Now on the 4 hour charts, very important point to note is the support. This was the support from 20 period. It is again taking the support from the 20 period. Now this suggests and recommends that silver is still staying bullish here. This is an expanding triangle. Another point to note here is the bullishness here and here. The slope has changed. Suddenly bullishness is also diminished. And if you make a box here, you will find silver is been trading in the box here. So now in fact, if you see silver staying about 2810, you can buy. When you see the lower price is about 2810, you can buy, but then you have to trail it as long as 2850, 2860 levels are not breached. You should put a 10 cents trailing stop loss, and once it stays about 2860, the next target is towards $29 levels. The stochastic has dropped here, trying to rise. MACD is divergent, MACD is bearish. See, I have told you yesterday, this is the stronger rise. It is trying to retrace and it may continue with this on the downside. RSI has dropped as well. Coming to daily. Now this is interesting on the daily charts. Look at the rise, then the retracement. Now too much of divergence, possible retracement can be expected. How far? 2620, 2650 zone is where it can try to move. Also the top of the channel is achieved. The chances of it hitting the bottom of the channel exists. Also if you look at the preceding candle, yes, higher highs, lower lows, median at around 28, and thus if you see silver staying below 2790, 2780 levels, or rather let's prepone the entry points. If you see it is staying below 2790, 2780 zone, you can take a sell entry here at 2790 itself, and be careful because as long as 2740 levels are not taken, we should not be treating silver as bearish. Remember, this is the first red candle. We can expect a second red delivering higher lows, taking it till towards $27 levels. Possibility exists, and below that 20 period moving average sitting at around 2650 will be seen. Stochastic is certainly overbought, which calls for it to converge a little on the downside. MACD is also extremely divergent and bullish. It calls for it to converge, RSI overbought. So considering this, I will recommend you to sell silver at 2790 and wait for it to break below 2740. You have to put a 10 cents trailing stop loss. If you see it hitting or closing, if you see the trades closing with the 10 cents trailing, you can re-enter again if you see it in the same direction from the same levels from where your trades has got closed. But you have to trade safe. As long as 2740 is not taken, you should not be treating silver as bearish. Below that 2720, 2680, 2650 are the three targets. On the upside, a buying entry I will recommend is now at 2810, 2820 levels. But then 2850, 60 it needs to break. If it breaks beyond 2850 and 60, then only we should treat this as bullish. Beyond this, $29 is the target. Take your positions accordingly. Like, share, subscribe and comment. Join my mentorship batch, join my Signals channel, webinar series. Reach out to me for any of your queries. Write an email or ping me on Telegram. Join the free Telegram channel for live market updates. Thank you very much. Have a great profitable trading day ahead. Trade safe.